and we'll obey Pete's orders. He's the man for us. He has a straight eye, and he's fast with his 6-gun. And if you want to know Pete's reputation as a fighting man, he'll tell you himself, said a voice, and a laugh followed. Silver Pete scowled in the direction of the laugh, and his right hand caressed the butt of his gun, but 2 miners rose from the crowd, holding a slender fellow between them. "It's only Geraldine," said one of them. "There ain't no call to flash a gun, Pete." "Well, take the drunken fool away," ordered Collins angrily. "Who let him in here?" "Mr. Collins?" said Geraldine, doffing his broad-rimmed hat and speaking with a thick telltale accent. "Mr. Collins? I ask your pardon, sure." He bowed unsteadily, and his hat brushed the floor. "I plumb forgot I was in church with Silver Pete for a preacher," he went on. "Take him out of here, will ya?" thundered Collins. The 2 men at Geraldine's side turned him about and led him towards the door. And here he struggled away from his guides. "Mr. Collins, if I capture the ghost, do I get the loot?" A yell of laughter drowned the reply, and Geraldine staggered from the room. "What do you say, man?" roared Collins, enraged by these repeated interruptions. "Is Silver Pete the man for us?" There was a deep muttering of consent. "All right." Collins turned to Pete. "You're in charge here, and it's up to you to tell us what to do. You're the foreman, and we're all your gang." "Give us a speech, Pete!" yelled a miner. Silver Pete favored the speaker with a venomous scowl. "Speech? Nothing. I ain't here to talk. I ain't no gossiping bit of calico. I got a hunch my 6-gun'll do my chattering for me." "But what do you want us to do, Pete? How are we going to help you?" asked Collins. "Sit tight and chaw your tobacco. I don't want no advice. There's been too many posses around these diggings. Maybe I'll start and hunt the ghost myself. Maybe I won't. If I want help, I'll come asking it." As a sign that the meeting had terminated, he pulled his hat further down over his eyes, hitched his belt, and stalked through the crowd without looking to either side. Thereafter Murrayville saw nothing of him for a month, during which the ghost appeared 5 times and escaped unscathed. The community pondered and sent out to find Pete, but the search was in vain. There were those who held that he must have been shot down in his tracks by the ghost, but the majority felt that, having undertaken his quest alone, Pete was ashamed to appear in town without his victim. On the subject of the quest, Geraldine composed a ballad, which he sang to much applause in the saloons of town. It purported to be the narrative of Silver Pete's wanderings in search of the ghost. In singing it, Geraldine borrowed a revolver and belt from one of the bystanders, pushed back his hat, and imitated the scowling face of Pete so exactly that his audience applauded wildly. The ballad concluded with a wailing stanza. "I don't expect no bloomin' tears. The only thing I ask is something for a monument in the way of a whiskey flask." Geraldine sang himself into popularity and many drinks with his song, and for the first time the miners began to take him almost seriously. He had appeared in town shortly after old John Murray struck gold 6 months before. He was a slender man of 35 with a sadly drooping mouth and humorous eyes. He introduced himself as Gerald Leroy Witherstone and was immediately christened Geraldine. Thereafter, he wandered about the town with no apparent occupation except to sing for his drinks in the saloons. Hitherto he'd been accepted as harmless and amusing, but his ballad gave him a Homeric repute, particularly when the men remembered that the song was bound to come sooner or later to the ears of Silver Pete. For the time being, Pete was well out of earshot. After the meeting, he spent most of the evening equipping himself for the chase. Strangely enough, he did not hang a second revolver to his belt, nor strap a rifle behind his saddle. Neither did he mount a fleet horse. To pursue the elusive ghost, he bought a dull-eyed mule with a pendulous lower lip.